went to St Andrews Primary School. We had Primary 4B, and they were doing Scratch.
Yeah, we taught them loops and small bits of animation in Scratch. This was a follow-on from, so the first week we were there, they learned to move sprites, make them move across the screen, and they learned how to make them talk, and they learned how to make them use sound. And so we went in and we taught them how to move sprites slowly, animate them, so make them move from one side of the screen to the other, and not just teleport over.
We had a cat and a busy road, and the cat had to somehow get from one side of the road to the other side. So we had the cat would move, would press the button, it would wait on the lights to change, and then it would cross the road. And I would say the kids really,
the kids really enjoyed it. They found it really fun. As you said, I mean, we went in, we asked them to animate or use loops to animate two sprites at most, and we wanted them to interact with each other using collision. So we asked them to animate two sprites, and that was all we really wanted them to do. And the example the demo I made was, there was obviously two moving sprites in the cars. There was a sprite which you controlled, which we didn't show them how to do. There was collision detection on the button, there was variables, there was calls, there was all sorts of stuff.
Credit where credit's due, they went off. I would say some of them
took to it really well.
Yeah, some just messed about, as you expect. There was one girl who made, it was essentially like a maze, a monkey and bananas were at one end, the monkey was down here, and you had to follow the route to get the bananas. She did get a bit of help, but the idea was there.
Yeah.
What would you say didn't go so well?
I mean, there were some kids who didn't take to it, but that wasn't exactly on us. I think there was maybe 2 kids in total of the entire class who didn't actually get anything. There was one child who just kept basically asking for attention and
didn't even attempt it really, did they?
No, they didn't. We kept trying, we kept getting called over, and we kept showing them what to do. What we tried to just show them what to do. We tried as hard as we could not to do it for them.
That's what I struggled, I would say, is the line between what is showing them and helping them and what is doing it for them.
I tried as much as I could not to do it for her, and what I ended up doing was I ended up making one for her, showing I made one in front of her, made a full one, just got two sprites, made them move continuously, and when they collided, a message came up and they changed their costumes, which is basically just changing what they look like. And then I told, she was coming to me and said, "Oh, has that been done, Mr. McDonald?" I was like, "No, I've done that one now. Now you need to go and do your own one."
What did you enjoy?
It's actually quite fun doing it. It was, I mean, the children, some of the children were pretty difficult, but it was fun to be around there. And
it was different, I think.
It was different to see, I mean, back then I would never have done anything like that, but it was fun to see kind of these computing aspects pushed to younger children, because, I mean, when you push that kind of thing to secondary schools, and you see kind of generic and basic things. The problem with secondary schools is they're googling up and they don't have much of an imagination. You hand it to toddlers or 8-year-olds as we had, and they come up with the silliest things. I mean, there's those boys who did the Fox and the Hound. So they made a burrow, they went scratch, they made a background with a burrow, and then they made a snake and a fox, and they made it so the snake wandered through the burrow and the fox had to avoid it. And you wouldn't see that type of thing from children.
I think I enjoyed one, seeing what schools are like nowadays and what the learning environment is like.
Yeah.
Technology has clearly came a very long way since we were at school. Interactive whiteboards didn't come in until I was in like second year and stuff.
We still had blackboard when I was in second year.
Do you remember the old like projector? Like the and that was fun and enjoyable. And I did. What else did I enjoy? And I think I enjoyed like Rhys says, seeing 8-year-olds get excited about this sort of thing. At that age, I wasn't excited. Computers just weren't as accessible as they were as they are now. And I think seeing the enjoyment of and the imagination and the creativity of these children is magnificent. Because, like you say, I think by the time you get to secondary school, that self-confidence is kind of gone a wee bit, and that imagination. And you don't want to, reinvent the wheel or anything. Whereas when you're that age, you know nothing different, and you
don't care.
Yes, you don't care.
You don't care at all. You just go out and you make what you want to make.
You don't think, oh, what will my pals think about this or anything. It's just that
you still have fun. They all enjoy themselves. Yeah. That really shows.
Yeah. The last one. And
what do you find challenging?
Mine personally was interacting with the children. Finding common ground was mine.
No, I didn't find that too difficult, but then I didn't really try to interact with them that much. Obviously I went around and I helped them, but when I was helping them, I was trying to be as professional as possible. I didn't sit there and chat with them. I sat there and walked them through what they were doing and then tried to. Obviously, it's difficult to explain. One of the difficult things was explaining to the children these aspects of computing by trying to make it in their language as well. So obviously we said that what we wanted was to teach them about collision, but these children don't know what collision is. Yeah. So obviously we told them we want you to make a sprite hit the other sprite, which kind of gets lost in context as well. So some of the children were trying to make their sprites physically hit another sprite, and so we had to explain to them that we just wanted them to touch other sprites. So probably the most difficult thing was trying to explain it in terms that they understood instead of me.
When we were teaching them computing, it was fine. It was when we were more doing the maths. That's where I struggled, but not because I didn't struggle with primary 4 maths, just for the record. But it was more because that was when they were much more, they're trying to avoid to do the maths and speaking to you, and it was like, trying to have that personal divide, the whole, where is the line? I think that's what I struggle with. I didn't go across the line on it, but it was a constant thing in my head that I had to think about.
I could agree, but my solution to that was just to try and stay away from it as much as possible and try to engage it.
But overall, I would say it went well.
Another thing I'd say I found quite challenging was actually coming up with the example. So
thinking
trying to make something. So we obviously wanted to come up with an example for to show off what we wanted them to learn, and that was
meeting that success criteria.
So we had to come up with something that got the point across, but also made them want to do it, made it seem fun.
Motivation,
So trying to come up with something, as I said, what we did at the end of the day was a small game that involved cars and crossing the road, and it seems rather simple, but the children were really excited about it because it was colourful, it was vibrant, and it was quite humorous. So obviously we wanted to teach them about collision, and how we went about that was we talked about the button, pushing the button, and then we also talked about crossing the road before pushing the button. And children seemed quite responsive to a cat getting hit by a car.
More responsive than they probably should have been, but
I don't know about you, but at that age I was watching Bugs Bunny anyway, so I see plenty of that.
They're children at the end.
So I'd say that was probably the second most difficult thing, was actually coming up with something that they would engage with and they would find it interesting enough to make them want to do it themselves.